doing the first ever solo background football podcast, and I'm here in the new shirt as well. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Background Football Podcast. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Background Football Podcast, and I'm here on my own today doing the first ever solo Background Football Podcast. I'm here in the new shirt as well. Big thanks to Kappa for helping us design and create this kit and bring it to life. Really pleased with it. But without further ado, let's get into the weekend talking points. First up, a big defeat, a heartening defeat for Arsenal. Newcastle 1, Arsenal 0. We were poor. I can't speak too much on it because I unfortunately wasn't able to watch it. But from what I've heard and from what I've seen, match of the day, etc., we were poor. We lacked creativity. Newcastle did well to nullify us, really. And so fair play to them. But we're going for a bad patch at the moment, and we need to get out of this rut. And we need to go and beat Chelsea. We need to get some wins on the board and be pretty flawless up until at least Christmas, I think, if we want to win the title. Because we can't keep dropping more and more points. So something needs to be done. Is it a lack of threat up top? I think it does go. There is something to be said that we do lack another killer. An instinct striker. Maybe not striker, just an instinct finisher. Someone who just can put the ball in the back. Another Trossard. I don't know. But anyway, moving on. City lose to Bournemouth 2-1. It's a blip it's their first loss of the season. I think they had their unbeaten streak, which was somewhere around 30, 35. I might be wrong with that, but City is City. They will bounce back. They will 100% be in and around the title fight. Probably end up winning it again. But yeah, they're not looking as potent, as dangerous as they were last season and the last few seasons. Rodri is obviously a big miss, but I don't know. I look at their squad and compare it to 2 seasons ago. Even I don't know. It just doesn't seem as in your face superstardom. It's like Grealish, Mahrez. They had Sane, Sterling. And now you like Savinho, he looks good. Doku looks good sometimes, but it's not as fearful, I think, But anyway, and then Liverpool won against Brighton 2-1. Apparently they were quite poor in the first half. Brighton played well, but they're a good side, Brighton. They're going to give everyone a game, so I don't think it's it's not the end of the world if you don't play the best. They'll punish you. I don't know if that makes sense, but anyway, yeah. They're still going strong. What a start from Slot has had. He's got the crowd on board. He's managed to kind of not feel the pressure so much of trying to take over from Klopp, and the expectation was, he needs to be like Klopp, but I think he's done a good job in making it seem like, it's not making it seem, he's done a good job in expressing his own kind of personality. Yeah, anyway. And the Sunday games, Villa Spurs win 4-1 against Aston Villa. I thought it was quite a good game. First half was a cagey-ish, chances both ends. It ended the 1-0 Villa. Spurs conceding from another corner, which is definitely something that Ange should be looking at to improve, because I'm not sure what their record is, but they always seem to be conceding from corners, and it's obviously something that needs to be done about it. But to be fair to Spurs, they played well second half. They came out and they just bombarded them. Put the game to bed. Solanke with 2. Maddison with a free kick. I mean, Solanke's starting to play well. I mean, he was a good buy. It was a good buy. It's a lot of money, but it's a good buy. I like him as a player. I think he's good. And as for Villa, they'll be disappointed with it, especially that we were 1-0 up at half time. But you know they've had a really good start. So they're unbeaten in the Champions League. They're sitting. I'm not sure where they are on the table off the top of my head, but they're in and around 4th. So yeah, I think it's you can get beaten on a game by another good side. It can happen. So and then last but not least, Chelsea versus Man United, and I thought the game lacked a bit of quality. It wasn't the best game. I think Chelsea fans will probably be feeling as if they could have, if they'd played a bit better, they could have stuffed them. But they weren't. I think both teams going forward didn't really offer too much. I thought Caicedo starting to play really well. I mean, he's looked good this season, really. So, he's a top player. He looks very good. Lavia next to him, still quite raw. I like him. Gave the ball away quite a few times yesterday, I thought, but I do like him. I think he works well with Caicedo, and I like, Chelsea they're definitely building something. Yeah, definitely building something. As for United, they just, it's a weird one at the moment. They've obviously got the interim Van Nistelrooy, and they're waiting for Ruben Amorim to come in. So yeah, I mean, a point is fine. It's not a bad result for them. They just need to. Amorim just needs to come in and bring some identity, I think, to the way that they play. Like how are they going to set up? I've heard he plays 3 at the back, quite high pressing, high intensity football, and it's kind of what United need to be. I think. They've been playing as a counter-attack kind of team for a good while, and they need to change that philosophy. But only time will tell. I think he's a good appointment. I remember when Arsenal player got knocked out by Sporting in 2 seasons ago. And yeah, I remember thinking, these guys are good. They were well drilled. They did look good. But that's 2 years ago. So he's probably an even better coach now. But yeah, on to the week. We've got some Champions League games this week. Liverpool-Leverkusen should be a nice game. Should be a good watch. I think Arsenal-Inter Milan as well. I can't remember if there's any other games. Well, there is, obviously, but I can't remember if there's any other big games. But yeah, I'll probably just wrap it up there. It's going to be a shorter one. I'm going to start doing more of these shorter videos of weekly roundups, etc. And getting used to doing it on my own, because it's the first time doing it on my own. So I'm still getting used to talking to no one. But anyway, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time.